Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Album of the Year 2018. 2018. We have come all the way from 1965 in this series. We're taking a look at every single year and the releases that have come out of it. I have picked my favorites. You have picked your favorites. Now we're at 2018. We got one more to go after today, leading us up to 2019. Of course, we're not going to do 2020 because we're only halfway through the year. And you'll just have to wait and see my favorite picks for this year at the end of the year, right? But what I'm going to do on Sunday is I'm going to kind of recap this entire series and pick my 5 favorite years out of all the years from 1965 to 2019. Pick my 5 favorite years for music and some of the highlighted albums from each of those years, and just kind of cap off this whole series. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of great participation from all of you. I mean, it's pretty cool to see, granted, the older ones, for the late 60s and the 70s and part of the 80s, a lot more views on those, obviously, because so many people treasure those musical years. But what's really astounding is when we get 10,000 views on one of these videos and a couple thousand comments, people choosing their favorites. I mean, that's the fun part about this, is having everybody kind of contribute and communicate with each other and, list their favorite albums from these years. I think it's a really cool thing. So here we have an instance. I think this is the first time this is happening, especially in the more recent years, where my favorite album that I picked 2 years ago, I still dig a lot. But I think a couple of the ones that came in just under it at 2 and 3 have kind of risen above it ever so slightly. So I'm going to kind of change my original listing from 2018 that I did on our website, seatranquility.org, and I'm going to flip-flop things a little bit. So, and again, the reason why is because, when we do our end of the year best of picks on the website every year, and here on the channel as well, you pick stuff that you were reviewing, that you listened to a lot in that calendar year, and then, time happens, right? So what you may think is absolutely the best release of the year in 2018, at the end of the year in December, you're like, that's definitely my favorite album that came out this year. Well, then you got another, now we're 2020, you got another year and a half that have passed. And maybe you still really like that one you picked as your favorite back in 2018, but maybe your number 2, you actually listen to more now. Maybe number 3, you listen to more than 1 or 2, okay? And in your heart, in your mind, in your eyes, your ears, one of the other ones kind of has risen to the top in that time that's passed since you made that initial pick. That has absolutely happened today, okay, with what I'm going to go with. So here, hold on a second. I have not prepared. I knew there's something missing here. Hold on, so... It's just really cool to kind of look at this and take stock on a daily basis, like, going back on what I looked at all those years ago, or in this instance, not too long ago. Okay, so my pick for this calendar year, all right, so released September 14th, 2018, for Frontiers Records, produced by Jay Rustin. I am talking about Living the Dream by Uriah Heep. So I have long been saying on this channel, in case you haven't been listening or paying attention, or you're just kind of, saying, yeah, Pete, whatever. The last, 5 studio albums from these guys, maybe make it 6, maybe make it 7. Hell, just about anything they've released post, 1995, has been absolutely killer. And their last handful, all right, all the ones they put out since the 2000s started, have been just amazing and stack up with some of their best stuff from the 70s, in my opinion. Living the Dream might be the best one from this period. Wake the Sleeper, very close, but I played this a ton. This is classic sounding Heap. You got the roaring Hammond organ, you got Mick Box's crunchy riffs and wah-wah guitar solos. You got Bernie Shaw's great vocals, right? You got the killer rhythm team, Davey and Russell. I mean, it's just a great album that I think, like I said, I loved it in 2018. I think this was my number 3 pick for 2018. This had now surpassed the other 2. Not by a lot, very little, okay? But, Grazed by Heaven, Awesome album opener. Great song. So catchy, so heavy. Title track, Living the Dream. Take Away My Soul. Another cranking heavy number. Knocking at My Door. Rocks in the Road. Water's Flowing. It's All Been Said. Goodbye to Innocence. Great song. Falling Under Your Spell. Dreams of Yesteryear and Take Away My Soul. Another roaring heavy rocker. Man, I tell you, the Heap guys just knock it out of the park yet again. They've been around forever, and they show absolutely no signs of slowing down. So if you're one of those guys or ladies who's like, yeah, I only listened to Heap in the Byron years. I kind of stopped listening to them at the end of the 70s. That's fine, because, you know, their classic stuff was released then. But you owe it to yourself to listen to everything, at least from Wake the Sleeper on up. I'm telling you. You got just a handful of albums there. Just go on YouTube, check them out, listen to them. I'm telling you, this is great, great stuff. Great, classic sounding heavy rock, as only Uriah Heep can do it. All right, my number two was my number two back in 2018, actually. It's going to stay at number two. Firepower from Judas Priest. And what's interesting is enough, I actually, I caught Priest 3 times on this tour, and the last time I saw them was with Heap. All right, what a great bill that was. But I just think Firepower is a just killer album from these guys. I thought their last one before this was great too. This might possibly be even better. A lot of songs on here. 15 tracks, 14 tracks. But some really, really crunchy, classic sounding Judas Priest stuff. I love the production on it. I think it's heavy as all hell. Halford sounds great. What's not to love? It's Judas Priest. Judas Priest in the 2000s, A-OK for me. So there you have it. My number one, Living the Dream, Uriah Heep. Number two, Firepower by Judas Priest. Curious to see what you guys think. So post that in the comments below. You're probably asking, so Pete, what else did you have on tap here? Well, my number one in 2018 was actually Northern Chaos Gods by Immortal. I still love that album a lot. I don't listen to it as much today as I was listening to it back in 2018 and even to early 2019. But I still think it's a fantastic album, and that would easily be my number 3 pick. It was my number one at the time. A great return to form for the Norwegian black metal legends. What else? Lucifer's second album, Lucifer 2. Fantastic. I mean, I have loved all 3 of the Lucifer albums. Don't be shocked by the name of the band. They're just a great female-fronted 70s-style heavy rock band. Okay, just great stuff. Swedish and German members. Awesome. Amorphous' Queen of Time. Another killer album from Amorphous. Corrosion of Conformity. No Cross, No Crown. A great album from COC. Camelot's The Shadow Theory, Sleep, The Sciences, Satan, Cruel Magic, Voivod's The Wake. That kind of makes up my top 10, sort of Spock's Beard, Noise Floor, Haken, Vector, all sorts of good stuff. Seventh Wonder, Tiara. A lot of really good stuff came out in 2018. So there you have it. My top album of the year, Uriah Heep, followed up by Judas Priest. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the finale, 2019. All right. Martin Popoff's coming on the show tomorrow. Jack Toledano's coming on the show tomorrow. Jason Tipton from 0 Hour. Special guest interview tomorrow as well. I'm also going to be ranking the studio albums of Pat Travers. Hopefully going to do that today. So we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.